Andy,
Oh, wow. Yeah. I didn't expect to get called on.
that's
I
right,
was just
man.
guy listening. So yeah, I'm down in the Keys. I talked to you guys a few months ago, and just getting things rolling again.
What part of the Keys you in?
I'm up at Tavernier area.
Dude, that's like my fishing home base over there, man.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on fishing. You guys know I get distracted on it. So Ethan's going crazy in the background over there, man.
Yeah.
So what's going on, man? What can I help you out with?
Oh, nothing.
We could talk. We could talk fishing all day long, buddy. Because that's my.
No, I've been kicking tires for about 2 years ago with this realm, but I made a lot of money in 21 with the hedge funds as an underwriter, and just kind of made a lot of money, blew a lot of money, bought some properties in Alabama, and still got a little bit of money in the bank, but it's going quickly, it's burning quickly, and figured I'd jump into this realm with your course again.
Yeah, so it's listen, dude, like just understand this. You and like many people that did it, and trust me, I made a crap load of money over the last few years because it was a lot easier. But you have to when stuff goes bad. So you ever play a sport?
Yeah, hockey, football, all that. So.
Okay, so I did hockey. I know it's strange in South Florida to do hockey, but my friend used to manage the rink, and because we couldn't afford anything, I worked there as a skate guard. And then like from midnight to 3 o'clock, we'd pay hockey because hockey's an expensive sport, very expensive. The ice time, the equipment, and anyways, the one thing you do is I'm talking about sports is when you're screwing something up. So I spent a lot of time. I played somewhat football. I wasn't great at it. I didn't I enjoy the sport. But I always loved wrestling. And whenever I got super fancy or tried something stupid, I got pinned. And I sometimes I thought I was Ric Flair, like that's just so stupid. And somebody would really school me. And my coach always called me in football and wrestling. He always said, let's go back to basics. When we had a really bad loss, he goes, that's it. We're starting team all over. Every job's open up and you got to want it and you're going to have to go get it. And we're just going to do, if you can't tackle and you can't block, you can't be on my team. And that's it. And they just go through the fundamentals. And to this date, even professional organizations, when the people fall apart, they go, okay, listen, we're just going to go back to basic. Take 1,000 free throws and just shoot. We're going through the mechanics. And even today, it drives me crazy. People paid millions of dollars to tackle people, and they're still ramming with their head down or they're grabbing a string.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. The head down.
Can't do two-hand touch. And so even the professionals, the highest paid people, they have to go, okay, when you screw up or you're being questioned, or if your integrity is being questioned or your bank account's being questioned, sometimes you got to go, okay, I had a little fun here. I got to go back to basics because go back to what works. And by the way, I do this all the time in fishing, man. Like I leave fish to go catch other fish. And then an hour later, I go, that was the stupidest thing I ever did. Let's go back to basics. Let's find it. And so I'm telling you, you've had success. That's awesome. By the way, I've spent a ton of money. I've blown a lot of money. And now I went through the next phase after I became a really successful wholesaler. I had to learn how to keep the money. And that's a whole nother job skill set.
That's what I'm kicking myself for now.
And I want you to reach as far as you can. And there's great influencers out there to help. And I'm talking past the Dave Ramsey and the Susie Ormans. Those are, in my opinion, for the poor people. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
Pay down your credit. No. Find ways to just be smart. So there's a lot of people out there that teach you. But most of the time you have an income problem. You don't have an expense problem. But then you go out and buy boats and beach houses. I've done all this stuff, guys. I'm just telling you, man, that stuff comes and goes. You got to buy assets that pay you the rest of your life. And the beginning of this video is talking about buying properties. Do you still own those properties in Alabama?
2 of 4. I liquidated one in April, and I wish I kept it. It was on 4 acres.
Yeah.
And
so it's it's still somewhat of a challenge, and you can see over the long time how people get tired of them, especially if you're a long distance landlord owner. And it's hard. It's hard to own. Like I thought I could buy 10 properties, pay them off with the tenants, and boy, I got my butt on that one. So I'm just here to understand. Like you're going through the journey, you're fine with it. 2023 is if you do not stick to the basics, you are going to get killed in wholesale.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm on the phones right now on the ground level with the very, very cold leads with my former broker out of Arizona.
Okay.
And it's been a learning experience just dealing with the 1 in 25 answers, then 1 in 4 will talk to you type thing. And I'm glad I'm doing that. I'm basically like washing dishes right now in this field. If that makes sense in that metaphor or that comparison.
And it's fine. Dude,
and I'm loving it because of what I'm learning.
And you'll learn, and once you master it, then you can absolutely running for it. And just guys, if you had major success before and all of a sudden you're lost right now, this is what markets do to correct themselves. And you can either correct it by leaving the market or you can go back to basics. You're going to do one of the two. You have to decide which one you want to do. Don't be a bit, dude, I went through this thing, man. You guys know I struggled from 2007 to 2009. I literally thought I was going to lose my mind because the market, it not only dropped, my market dropped 70%. There was no handwriting. I'm like, it can't go to zero. And boy, man, I look back now, the amount of opportunity I left on the table. But by the way, wholesaling was still really prolific. It was. And so many people are like, wholesaling is going to die. You got to try this strategy. I'm telling you guys, that cute little thing like Novations out there, you're nuts if you do it. Like, I'm just telling you, you are basically trying to be a realtor without the license and you're going to get killed on it. Why would you ever want to deal? You guys know, to sell a property for top price, like anything else, a boat, a car, or anything like that, the higher the price, the more BS you're going to go through. Inspections, contingencies, appraisals, financing, and you got to go through realtors and all this other stuff. Why would you ever want to do it? I'm actually in the process of trying to buy a property right now that someone did a novation. They failed. They left the memorandum. They're in the process of possibly being sued because they don't know how to unwind the affidavit. They also entered in a power of attorney and the attorney's attacking it. I'm telling you guys, I'm not opposed to real estate investing. I just want you to do it the right way. And so just what I'm trying to tell you is, do not get like all these little, you're going to be sold a pitch and it's going to sound perfect. The problem is it's really good for sales for courses, but when you go to operate it, it does not work. Did you guys know right now, and I'm just sharing this with you, I got you on here, novations now are, they're all the underwriters talk, and there's only so many insurance companies that write title insurance. They already know once they see a affidavit recorded on a property, it's completely red flagged. You're like, I'm just telling you, they're being called. My local title company here in Florida is having massive problems with this, and they say they won't insure the titles anymore, and they're not going to do them. And I'm just telling you, you're going to see it over and over. But they're the number one course sales now because you guys are paying for it because you think it's going to solve your wholesaling problem. It's going to be shut down. I'm just telling you, when you record an affidavit, and not only that, you know, the gurus are teaching you to record the affidavit like a couple days before the closing. It's completely illegal. You can't do that. It's fraud. That's just a manipulation of it. So I'm just telling you, don't fall down that trap. You can do what you want. You can get away with a few of them, but as a brand newbie, it is one of the hardest sales, in my opinion. I got to buy a property for 80%. I got to do a power of attorney. I got to record a affidavit, and then I have to get a listing agreement signed. Then I have to write a fake contract because I have no intentions of ever closing on that original contract. And then I'm going to use that for leverage to replace that contract. Then I have to explain to the seller why I'm charging $50,000 more. And then you got to hope you can walk away with the money with no questions. Good luck. I know you can do it. Is it right? No, it's practicing real estate without a license. It's my opinion. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm telling you, every lawyer I ever talked to is like, I would not touch that with a 10-foot pole.
I was involved with the company for about 2 weeks that was trying to do that, and it just
so what they won't tell you, you know, there's more than it's like a 50% failure ratio on novations. They're really bad. And remember, when you have to, so let me ask you, what happens when a wholesale deal fails? If you stay within your allotted, let's say if you have a 30-day inspection period and you get out 2 weeks because you can find a buyer or like find something ridiculous, how do you get out of the contract?
Just on cancellation.
That's it. It's done. Novation, you literally have to go to the courthouse. You have to record another memorandum to unwind it. You have to get it notarized. You have to cancel 2 contracts. You have to get a power of attorney revoked. What are you gonna do about the listing agreement? It's like endless. So to unwind them, you're literally gonna spend hours, and you guys are gonna try to figure out how to unwind it yourself without the professional services of a broker and a lawyer. And I'm telling you, you're gonna get killed on it. So so many people think I have something at Gurus. I just like, guys, nobody ask any smart questions on novations. I'm just telling you, ask your so if you don't believe me, ask your local title company and go, hey, if you heard of the thing like novations, what's going on? And they're going to go, oh my God, please don't bring them here. So that's it, man. So, well, just keep going. Back to the basics is my best advice for you, and do lots of fishing while you're, so.
What is reverse driving for dollars as opposed to driving for dollars? I'm trying to still figure that out.
Reverse driving for dollars is when you take like a pre-foreclosure list or like a code violation list. You figure out a route and you just put a sticky on the door because number one, people have Ring cameras and nobody opens the door. And number two, the letter.
Okay. So you have a targeted address instead of just going down.
And you just say, hey, listen, I got a quick question. And they call. In the old days, I used to get 30 foreclosures. I would go knock on 30 doors, and it's just exhausting. And then you have 30. So the problem with that is you have sometimes 20, 30-minute conversations on people that have no interest in selling their property. And it's kind of rude just to walk away from them. So it's a huge inefficiency of your time because you're only looking for a few people to talk to. So if I have to do 50 doors, I put on 50 notes, 2 or 3 of them call me back, and then I whittle it down to 1. That's just a better use of your time. And today with modern Ring cameras, and a follower said, listen, a lot of like cities, it's illegal to do that. In Port St. Lucie, you can't knock on doors, or you can get like you can actually get a order to show up to court, and it's enforced by the police department. And by the way, there's enough Karens on there to call the cops on us. So watch out for that. So, okay, man. So let me ask you, how long you been down in Tavernier for?
My dad's been here 30 years.
There you go, man.
And I stopped by from 2 days at a time to 2 years at a time to thing. And
oh man, you were a lucky guy, dude.
Yeah, he's 85, so hopefully Zach's taking care of you at that age. So that's probably
that's it. I told I go, dude. Listen, I would literally own a house if it wasn't for like the hurricanes, because I've been through multiple ones there. I have a lot of friends there. I'm actually getting ready to head down there. It's one of my favorite places in the world to be. In my opinion, I know it's changed. It's changed a lot.
When you heading down?
Actually, I got a phone call tonight to find out. So in the next 2 weeks, definitely.
Okay.
So I love it, man. It's just, to me, it's like everybody has to have a getaway, and I like it because it's like going to the Caribbean, but like you're still in the United States. So you just like getting through Miami and stuff's a nightmare, and the traffic's a lot worse and costs a lot more. But I love it, man. What I'm doing, you guys got some of the best. You have the best fishing to me near shore in the United States. Period.
Yeah.
So
I'm
Louisiana is great. Bud and Mary's.
I'm gonna be getting a restaurant job too, just because the money's killer down here.
Yeah.
So I'll let you guys know, so you guys can stop in for a meal where I'm at.
Yeah. So wait, say that again.
I want to get a restaurant job just because the money's off the hook down here.
Yeah, and that's June. What I said. So you have a place to stay there, so that's awesome. So that's awesome, man. We'll definitely have to connect with it. I appreciate it.
Cool. Yeah, I'll be watching this.